All right, masterminds, this is Mr. Moss again. Starting off part 2 of 1.2. I want to continue on with this example on number 11 here with another method if you choose to do this. In the meantime, while I was waiting for my other one to download, I found out the answer to this. If we were to take a calculator, it would be about 9.48. I think I should have rounded it up to 9.49 for that. Now, the other method I like to show sometimes is what is called the stack method. If you want to write that at the top, if you choose to. Where basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 points, I'm going to stack them just like in good old elementary school when we learned how to do addition and subtraction way back in the day of first and second and third grades. Okay, so let's go ahead and take -4, -6, put in parentheses here. Okay, then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to stack it right below it. 5 and -1. Okay. Now, because we're subtracting in the distance formula, we're always going to add its opposite. So, add opposite. Okay. So, what meaning that? So, what we're going to do is we're going to change these here. So, we're going to put a plus sign out here. Okay. And we're going to change this to -5. We're going to change that to +1. Then we're going to go ahead and add these up. And here we go. It's -4 and -5 gives me a -9. Okay. -6 plus 1 is going to give me a 7. I'm sorry, not a 7, a -5. Okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, people, I made a major mistake here, if you guys can figure it out. This should have been -1, and this should have been a +5. So we're going back. You guys are going to sit there and say, Mr. Moss, you freaking screwed up. That should be a +5 because I'm sorry, a -6. See, now I'm really screwed up here. So -6 here. So this is going to change this to a +5. This is going to change this to a 25. Okay. And that should give us now 106. What that might mean as far as this is concerned, I do not know what the reduced version of that one is, but the decimal version of this would be about 10.3. 10.3 would be your final answer if we would do that. So, good thing we do the stack method and this one so we can double check ourselves. I apologize for that part of it. Hope you can be patient with me. Now, what we want to do is we're going to take these two answers, and as you guys notice, we have a 9 over here, and we have a 5 over here. We have a -9 and a -5 over here. But remember, we're going to square these. Okay, so that's going to give us 81, and this is going to give me a 25. And just like in the formula, we're going to go ahead and add these together, and this is going to give me square root of 106 again, which gives me 10.3. So I apologize for that, you guys, on that whole part, but hopefully you got it all figured out and we got it corrected at this point. Now, I want you to go ahead and practice this on your own. You can either use either method and doing so and find out, and you can go into the downloaded notes to figure that part out. So now, this is where I get more excited. If you had any method that you would choose to do that and you have graph paper, and we're going to do the exact same problem again, so we're going to be checking ourselves 3 times out of this whole thing. Okay, so we're just going to plot these points on the graph and label them, and then we're going to use Pythagorean's theorem, as it states here, to be able to figure this out, like I showed you up here when I drew it up here with that part. Okay, and remember, we're always, when we're using this method, always solving for the hypotenuse, which is the longest side. So let's go ahead and plot this. So we're going to go -4. Guys, you got to double check my work here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to label this C. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 1. Okay, so I'm going to take my wonderful ruler, and I'm going to draw a straight line between these 2 points. Okay, we're doing a line segment because we're only dealing with 2 points here, right? There we go. Now, like I showed up before, we're going to go ahead and create a, what do you want to call it, a triangle. So what I always like to do, and this is a habit that I get myself into and helping myself out, I always go from the left point to the right, so like I'm reading a book. Okay, and then we always know with any kind of lines, we're talking about slope here. Okay, I always use rise over run. So that means I'm always going to rise first, whether that means me going up or going down. We're going to do that. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to do a dashed line here until I get to the point where I know that I can go over. Okay, and I'm going to count the units of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make that a 5 because since we went up, it's going to be a positive 5. Okay, now going the other direction, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going this direction, counting our run, which is our slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to do my dashed lines going this way. And we just created a right triangle, and this is going to be a 9. Now notice the coincidence of this part of it is as we go back up here to our original problem, and again we notice that the first one is a 9, second one is a 5. Again, a 9, which in this case is a negative, but because we're squaring them, it's going to turn to a positive number anyway, and then a 5 again. Here we go, a 5 and a 9. So all we do again is using Pythagorean's theorem. We use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And earlier I said, okay, we're always solving for the c side. So we're going to go c equals a squared plus b squared, and we take the square root of it. Okay, so here we go again. C equals square root of, and I always like to make the smallest number the a, and then we'll go b is our next biggest number, and we're going to square it, which gives me 25 plus 81, and we square root that, again gives us a 106. Square root equals 10.3 is our answer. Okay, so same thing if you did up here with your turn on question number 12. As you can see, I was going to say the same thing is going to be the same one on the bottom down here, but it's not. But if you choose to use one of these 3 methods, I don't care which one it is as long as you use one of the 3. If you have access to graph paper, I prefer that, and we can sit there and say that C equals 10.3 in this case, and we know that we did the right answer for that one. So if you have any questions about that, but this is my favorite one, is the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, and you'll see me use it a lot. Practice it. Check your answer on the website as far as when I download all these answers, and we can go from there. All right, let's go ahead and switch to the next page. Okay, and it's going to be the same thing. I said this is from your notes when we first started, so it said stop here as far as for me today. Then we're going to go ahead and do that one as well. Okay. Let me go back again just to double check. Okay, well, maybe we should do this one together. I have a little bit of time on this part because I only have 15-minute increments that I'm allowed to share with you. So let's do this one together, and then you can work on that last one together. How's that sound? All right, same scenario again. Let's go ahead and graph. We'll go with black this time. We'll go 2 and 4. So we'll go 1, 2, up 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll label this one M. Okay. Go to N, which is -3. 1, 2, 3, down 2. And we'll label this one N. We draw a line between the two with my wonderful ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you can just use any kind of edge of a piece of paper, a 3x5 card, whatever works for you. And then I'm going to draw my right triangle. So let's do this one. Again, I'm going to go from left to right. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to stop there because that's where I'm at. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to count that as a positive 6. Okay, and then we're going to go in this direction again with our dashed lines. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put a 5 there. Remember, this is where we're solving. We're always solving for the C side of our Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to label this one A. I'm going to label this one B because it's the shorter side, the medium side, and then that we always know it's the longest side. We created our right triangle right here, so I'm going to give you the right triangle symbol. Then all we have to do is take our C, which we did up here, okay, this one here, and we're going to go C equals A squared plus B squared, which equals, we're going to go 5 squared plus 6 squared. Then we go 25 plus 36. And 25 plus 36 is going to give us 60 what? I think it's 61. Is that correct? Let me get my calculator and double check. 25 plus 36 equals 61. So we take the square root of 61. And we take the square root of it, which is giving us about 7.8 as our answer. So we can write in here 7.8. Okay. Any questions on that one? That one went way faster that time, didn't it? Like I said, turn the page, which you guys already have. If you don't have it, you can copy it down from the Microsoft Teams and the class materials and go for that one. You can check the answer there. All right. Any questions, concerns, issues, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm here for you to help you out. Hope you're enjoying this wonderful math. It sure is exciting stuff. I know you guys are loving it. All right. Have a good day.